Hello. So on my previous video, I talked about life insurance in general and the importance of having it. But we also need to think about something. What if you have a family member that is not insurable? Like they have a terminal illness, or, they, have a heart issue or some type of other disorder that is not insurable. And it happens a lot. So some things you can do, you need to think about the future, okay? You can start having them save. You can start saving a small fund for them as well. Or if they have a savings account already, they need to give someone access to it and have them as a POD and let them know, look, this money will be designated for my final expenses and things like that. If they have a car or a home, they need to make sure that they will it to someone or they pass it along to someone, so that they could, I don't know, take a loan out on it or get some type of home equity out of it or something that will be able to cover that final expense. Make sure that they have their titles and they will it to someone, the cars, and that could be something that could bring in extra money for those expenses. You could do credit cards too, but you don't want to rely on credit cards. But I mean, if that's an emergency expense, that's just something that you could possibly do as well. Again, so you want to make sure if that person has assets, make sure that they have a designated person to receive those assets so that they can be liquidated to cover the expenses, so immediately you could probably cover it with a credit card, or having the family members come together to pool together to pay for those final expenses. And then after that, you could liquidate the assets and go ahead and reimburse everyone, for putting in on that. Again, I'm going to stress the importance of having a will or a trust and a trust. It makes life so much easier in the terms of avoiding probate, avoiding fights and disagreements over who gets what. It's important for us to have that and also have those meetings and family meetings and letting everyone know exactly what the case is before anything ever happens, so that there are no misunderstandings. Everything is nice and clear, and it actually came from the horse's mouth. Because sometimes when it doesn't come from the horse's mouth, people think other people are lying, trying to get over on them, all types of craziness. So it's best if the person that it belongs to is making the decision and actually saying and telling exactly how they want things to be done if they were to pass away. So again, they need to tell you what they have, what their wishes are, and where the information is. So I hope this was helpful. Just some little tips on if someone is uninsurable, because it does happen. It happens a whole lot, unfortunately, but those are things that we're going to have to think of in advance. If you know that person is uninsurable, you need to start thinking of ways in having an emergency fund or an emergency plan available to cover those expenses if something were to happen to them. So I hope that this was helpful and useful, and may you all be blessed.